You guys ready for this? So first, I'm just gonna tell like a story real quick about something, an unpredictable circumstance that happened in my life in this last week, and then I'm gonna like talk about it in this sense. And we've been going through Genesis and stuff, but I just really felt like it's a good opportunity for me to talk about like real life and just talk a little more. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. So basically, like one morning, this is a really fried story. Okay, like, this happened out of nowhere, and I think she told you the story, so like you hear a little bit, but it's probably your first time hearing it. So woke up one day last week, and all I heard was gunshots out of nowhere, bow, 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 and I'm like, I know it's not fireworks, and I'm like, I know it's not. It don't sound far, but I'm like, it's 7 a.m., like 6 something in the morning. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. So I'm just gonna walk over the door, and like in my heart, I'm like, I'm just gonna make sure everything's good. I don't know what's going on outside. I just open the door. I'm like, are you okay? Are you good out there? And I'm like, and all I heard was, and I'm like, all right, I think I heard somebody. And I'm like, in my head, I didn't think I was gonna hear nothing. I wasn't gonna see nobody out there. I thought I was just doing something good. Like I'm gonna check the scene real quick, just do my part to make sure everything's good. But like usually, you wake up at 7 in the morning on a regular day, you going to work and stuff like that. You don't not think about nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? So open the door and I hear like this yelling, and I'm like, all right, I definitely heard somebody. So I put my sweater on. I looked out my door, and then I just see like these legs, somebody's legs was crawling behind a bush. And I started yelling like, you good, bro? And he's just like, and I'm like, okay. So I went back in the house, and I didn't know what was going on outside because I heard like 8 gunshots, and I'm like, so now I know there were gunshots, and I'm thinking in my head like, well, somebody was trying to kill somebody, because what I heard was like somebody literally 8 to 10 shots, like paused, looked at them, kept shooting again. And so, I was just like, I'm gonna help the man, and we'll talk about this more in the sense of like what went on within in this situation, but I'm just telling you physically what happened. So I went down there and went and checked on him, and I had my knife in my hand, which is, I don't know what that's gonna do, but got my knife, and I'm looking at him and stuff. I'm like, bro, are you good, bro? And he just yelling. I'm like, bro, who shot you? Like, I don't know. And I'm like, it's blood all over the ground. And I'm just sitting here trying to like figure out, bro, this is a real thing happening right now. And I'm just looking at him, and this is all like in 5 seconds, but it felt like a long time for real. But I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, you good, bro? He's just yelling. I'm like, you good, bro? You're not saying nothing. He's like, bro, I got shot. He's like, I got shot. And I'm just looking at him like, I got you, bro. I just said, I got you, bro. And I just put my knife down, and I picked him up, and I was about to take him back up into my apartment. And I did. I picked him up and took him up the stairs. I was about to take him to my apartment because I'm like, I don't know what's going on outside. I'm like, bro, somebody trying to kill you? I don't know what's going on out here, but I can't be out. We're not about to be out here. Like, I don't know what's going on out here, but felt like Afghanistan outside. I was like, we gotta get inside, like for real. So I take him all up the stairs, and we about to get to the door though, and I'm like, my body is like cold, like wet though. Like when it's cold outside, you get wet, you just feel cold on you immediately. I'm like, I just feel like this is super cold, like on my legs and my body, and I pull him off of me, and I'm like, bro, you gotta go to the hospital. Like, I can't take you in the house, bro. Like, my whole body has blood on it, bro. And if you come in here, you're not going to be here that long. Like, I got to take you somewhere. So I went back down the stairs with him and put him in the back of my car. And at that time, Cass had called 911. And it was so crazy because, like, all this stuff was happening. There was nobody outside. Like, nobody came outside. I'm like, there's nobody outside. And I'm like, I know y'all heard these gunshots. I know y'all heard this, because I'm like, when I say it's like, it felt like somebody was outside my door, standing outside my door, just going like, pow, pow, pow. Like, I'm like, I know y'all heard these gunshots. I'm just sitting here thinking like these bullets could have came through my house. How close the gunshots was, and so, but I went down there, having the back of my car, and at that point, like I'm on the phone with 911 trying to figure out what to do, and I'm like, because I don't hear no ambulance and like that. I'm like, this man acting like he can't breathe. I ain't taking him to the ambulance. Should I leave? Should I just drive off? Like, what should I do? Like, no, the ambulance is coming. Just keep his wounds covered and pressure on him. So we was putting like pressure on him and stuff. Got like blankets out of my house and shirts and stuff. And then we just prayed with him. Like, it wasn't even nothing else we could even do with him. Just prayed with him for like 5 to 10 minutes straight. We just sitting there praying with him. I just trying to get him to say amen and get him to say Jesus' name and Jesus Lord or something. I'm like, bro, just say it's one of these phrases is going to help you out. I don't know which one is going to help you out, bro. I don't know if they all going to help you out, but these are your last seconds, and even if you die, I know this is going to help you out. So say these things for real. And like we just kept saying, like, it's not your last day, it's not your last minute, not your last second. And I'm like, just use all these seconds you got left to praise God, bro. 'Cause that's the only person that's going to give you more time. And so we were just like praying with him and stuff. And then ambulance came and picked him up and took him away, right? So that was my unpredictable circumstance that I woke up to one day. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I'm trying to see if I hope I can go out this memo without it messing up. I'll show y'all some pictures of this. Not him. Me. The blood on my stuff. Because it was a lot going on.
Yeah, he was sweet.
Yeah, this was my sweatshirt when I was being on the stairs and stuff. That was my clothes. That's my clothes. Now my black pants was on my arm and stuff, and my hands was bloody. I was looking at my hands. I'm like, this is ridiculous. My legs, I had blood going down my legs and stuff, and it was a lot. Like, it was a lot. It was something unpredictable circumstance. Like, there ain't nothing else I can say about it but unpredictable circumstance for real. So let's talk about unpredictable circumstances for real today. Because, like, that's really what life is. Like, you really woke up, came here, and were born, and you couldn't predict not one thing to happen in your life. Not one thing that's happened in your life today have you been able to predict and say that this was going to happen in my life. And that's something that, like, Jesus Christ literally said, like, when it came to vows, he was talking like, he said when you're talking, like, you're answering questions, he said you should be just saying a simple yes I will or no I won't. And he said anything past this is from the evil one, because he's like, you can't promise if your hair is going to turn from black to gray. You don't know what's going to happen to you in the next minute, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next year. You don't know. And that's something that, like, that's like one of Jesus' biggest messages to us and why we shouldn't worry for real. Cause he's like, he literally said, like, birds don't store and harvest grains, like they eat from what their dear Heavenly Father is giving them. And he's like, he literally says, like, aren't you more valuable than the birds? And he's like, he said all the troubles in the world aren't adding a single moment to your life. And he was like, why worry about tomorrow? Aren't today's troubles enough for today? And that's truly how you have to look at your life. Like, every day you wake up is this independent journey. You don't know what your journey tomorrow is going to look like. You don't know what your journey next week is going to look like. You don't know what it's going to look like in a year. You don't know those things for real. You wake up every day. And that's the thing about it. That's why literally he's saying, like, about yes I will or no I won't. And anything past that is from the devil. Because there's a whole section he talks about vows. He's like, none of us should be promising anything in time for real. And that's, like, for real facts though. Is that, like, that's something that you cannot do in your life, is think that you can predict your own life, because you can't. All the stuff that happens in your life, you predict anything that happens in your life for real? No. You're a good predictor of your life? No. And you think you control it.
Right.
Like, I thought I controlled my life. I can't. But I never thought this. You can't predict your life. And so understand, like, that's like, although we're talking about unpredictable circumstances, you understand that's all our lives are, is unpredictable circumstances all the time. Like you just never knew how you got to this circumstance. You never could have predicted it. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know. You don't know. And that's why he really tells us to like live in the now for real, because you don't know for real. And so I'm gonna go into this, and we can go down this page and talk a little bit about unpredictable circumstances. I'm gonna tell you what. As we're going through this, I'm gonna tell you kind of like my thought process and how it really, like, this page was really like my thought process in that situation for real. And so in this situation, it said, Matthew 5:45 says, "In that way you'll be acting as true children of your Father in heaven. For he gives sunlight to both the evil and the good, and he sends rain on the just and unjust alike." That's what you understand too, is that the bad things that happen in your life are not a indication of your faith or what you're doing, or your goodness in the world. He literally says that he sends rain and sunshine on both believers and unbelievers. It don't matter what you believe. It don't matter what you believe. It don't matter what you think. It don't matter what you've done in your life. It don't matter. And so people think that, oh, karma's going to come back. That's not real. There's no such a thing as an action and then God is making my life so terrible because of that. He literally pre-plans in your life sun and rain just like the weather. And so understand, that's like why you have to understand that all of our lives are truly unpredictable circumstances. You don't know. But that's why Jesus Christ is so important. It's because you understand this too, is that people believe that there is a certain type of believer that believes that, you know, my faith and what I'm doing good, if I'm doing good, then my life's going to look good. But you have to understand that that's not the truth. Like, just having faith does not mean that I'm going to get good in my life. That's not what it is. Really what this is, what faith is a shoulda protection of peace in your life. Like, literally he's saying that, yes, I'm going to send sunshine and rain on you, but if you cling to my son, Jesus Christ, he's going to give you an umbrella so that sun don't ever burn you and the rain don't ever touch you. And so understand that that's really what this is about. That's what faith is about, is protecting yourself from the sunshine and rain. And so you have a level life through everything. You don't have to go and run and grab a coat. You don't have to run and act like your hair is going to get messed up. You don't have to run and get some sunscreen. You don't have to do that. You don't have to go grab things in this world. He said, I'm going to give you a eternal umbrella for your peace. But just understand that that's like really something that's truly important to understand in this life, is that you cannot control how good your life is. And we truly believe that we can control it. If I'm doing this right and I'm putting this effort in, I'm doing this, you can do everything you want to do. If he wants to send rain on you, rain's going to come. If he wants to send sun on you, sun's going to come. And at the end of the day, it's only to test your peace and your loyalty to your love and your faith. And so understand that, like, you know, I'm going to move on a little bit. So, in the storm, so like when I wake up this day, it was raining outside. I'm like, bro, it's raining. Like, it's really raining outside right now. And I woke up thinking like I ain't had a rainy day, like, period. Like, it's a good sunny day. It started raining on me. And I'm like, my feet are wet. And I'm like, God, what do I do? Like, I don't know. I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do something right now? Or what am I supposed to do right now? And like, my emotions is like going everywhere. I'm literally seeing somebody that's like crawling with act like they can't move their legs. His pants was around his legs like this. He couldn't even have energy to pull his pants up. He was on the ground like that. And so it was raining for real. But then this is something that really comes to my mind. Like, this is really what Jesus is in your life through your rain and your storms and stuff. So then Jesus got into the boat and started across the lake with his disciples. Suddenly a fierce storm struck the lake, with waves breaking into the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid? You have so little faith." Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man?" They asked. "Even the winds and waves obey him." This man is greater than any storm in your life. Sunshine or rain, whatever he's sending down on you, he is greater than it, period. And that's what you understand too, is like, that's like, these are the most important times to lean on Jesus Christ in your life. Is that like, even when there's gunshots outside and you really think about what he said to you, it's this peaceful person just sleep right here. Like, bro, why are you tripping? You know what to do. You know what to do. Why you have so little faith? And it took me like 5 seconds, and I was like, okay, love and faith, which one? Which one do I do first? Like, which one do I do first? And that's like literally the facts, though, is that you have to trust him, though. Even when it looks like a physical situation that, like, this man physically got shot. What is my love and my faith gonna do? Love and faith is gonna show you what to do in your life. Your love and your faith is gonna show you what to do in your life, for real. And to put you on the right side of everything, always. And so, I'm gonna go in the middle there too. I'm gonna talk about this too. So, and then it says, I'm gonna go down. So the message. Then Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." So, like, in this situation, like, my burden was heavy. I'm like, bro, this man's about to die and ain't nobody coming outside. I don't know what they doing in their houses, but nobody's coming outside. And I'm like, this man's about to die. Like, I'm the only one who's actually seen him. So it's on my conscience that if this man dies outside, then I'm the only person that actually saw this man for real. And I'm like, bro, my burden was heavy. And I'm like, bro, I feel like if he dies, it's my fault, dang near. So what? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even in those times, even when it looks like you can do something, you can't do nothing. Like, you cannot do something on your own will. You cannot do it. I promise you. And there was never more time where I just felt like, because if it was me, I'm tired as dead. I'm not about to go outside. I'm not about to do that. But who I know gives me peace told me, you better go outside and get that man. So, let's talk about this. So that's the thing too, is like, it made my burden light though. It made my burden light, because at first I was like, bro, I gotta make sure this man don't die. I gotta make sure I don't die. I need to do all these things, right? And literally focusing on Jesus Christ's burden of loving God and loving one another took care of every worry in my life from that situation. It really did. Because I started thinking to myself, even if I died, and this is why it's important to really get in God's word and understand a lot of things that he says too, because there's a lot of peaceful things for him, for you, for real. And I'm like, even if I die in this situation, then this is why you have to have faith for real. Because I'm like, even if I die in a situation, one, I know I don't die. Two, I literally know from reading the Bible, from reading Revelations, and we can talk more a lot. I literally know that God really has a special place for those who live their life for his word. A special place. And I'm like, even if I die, I'm going to have the greatest life ever. It took care of all my worries. It literally took care of all my worries. Because I'm like, that man could come up there to my door and start shooting. And if I die, but if I didn't choose love and faith, I decided to be selfish, what would have happened after I died then? If I would have died in that day, what would have happened to me then if I skipped that vital opportunity in my life to lean on God? And so it just really became something greater than myself. And that's what God does to you, though. And he's like, it's not about you. It's not about you. And then so, in that situation, my burden became light, because I'm like, okay, forget everything. I don't even care about what I see right now. Okay, he shot, cool. I only know two things. So let's talk about this. The command. This is the command, right? Jesus replied, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment." So, just like I just said, I truly had this peace that God was going to give me life no matter what, because I love God with all my heart, all my soul, and all my mind. And then second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. And that one was the one that put me in action. Because I'm like, this is my brother, my neighbor on the ground. If that was me, would I want somebody to pick me up? Yes. Easy answer. Go pick him up, Dominique. Go pick him up. Bring him in the house. Make sure he's good. Do not let him sit there on that cold ground and die. Easy answer. And so that's the thing too, is like, that's why his burden is light and he makes it, you don't have, it's easier choices in your life. Like, even when it's down to like whatever, I don't care what it is. And sometimes that's the thing, is that like, when that deeper situation, it sounds like, you know, like what else could I lean on in Jesus Christ? But that's why you have to lean on him even for your smallest things, so they don't grow in your life. Your smallest things, so they don't nag in your life, so they don't stay in your life, so they decease. And as you understand too, it's just like these two commands. When he says that the entire law and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments, he means that them two commands truly make you right in this world, no matter what you do. They put you on the right side of unpredictable circumstances, no matter what is going on in your life. No matter what is going on in your life, these two commandments will put you on the right side of unpredictable circumstances. And that's facts for real in that situation. And that's something I realized too, that even from like that situation and stuff, was like, even if he did die, like, I love God and love one another. Like, I told you, he heard a lot about Jesus and God before he died. And like, that's really what he called for us to be in his life. And God, like, it's like, you know, even if he did die, I would have had peace, because I know what I gave him. Like, and that's something I couldn't give. Like, I had nothing physical I can do for you, but I know what I actually gave you that mattered to you dying for real. And that's the benefit too of leaning on. That's what we talked about. We talked about that when we first started, about how like that's something that God really gave us in protection of death for real. He was like, if you love God and love your neighbor in everything you do, you're going to have peace through death with people around you. Because like, you know, you've done so, you know, you've been good to their life. You know that you've sent them forward in the right way to life. You know that when they came in contact with you, you gave them every opportunity to gain life and have the peace they should have, and put good in their life. And so that was like something I had to put in action that day. Is that he's sitting there saying that he can't breathe and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, if you die in the back of my car, I ain't gonna have no good about this, because I'm telling you everything I gotta say about God, Jesus. Love the Lord your God, your soul, your mind. Say Jesus Lord. Say Jesus. Say Amen. You got more time on your test. Keep going. Like, whatever I can say to get you to be on the court with God is what I'm gonna do. And that's like the thing is like for real. Like, these two commands do not fail you in your life. They don't fail you in your life for real. They really don't fail you in your life for real. And like, you never know. That's the thing too, is like, when you follow those commands, like God's will. Let's talk about God's will real quick. God's will is obviously like, it's the book of life. Okay, it has the names written down of who is made to know heaven. And so understand that God's will is bringing his children back home to him. Jesus Christ literally said this: it's not in God's will that any of his sheep should perish. So literally in this world and everything he's doing is to set up bringing people home to him. So guys, if you want to be on the right side of God's will, you better love God and love one another then. Because if I love you and I'm loving God doing it, I'm bringing you back to him. That means I'm on the right side of his will. That's all his will is bringing his children back home to him. And so understand that being on the right side of that is being on the right side of bringing his children back home to him. And so that's one thing too about it is just like, you have to have, this is your peace. Like there's truly so much peace in loving God and loving one another. Because if I did not know that in my heart, and that's the thing too, like when you look around, you understand how rare it is to have this love in this world. Because I looked around, I'm like, there's nobody out here. And then I looked around, and then when someone did come outside, they was behind the door like this. After I picked them up, and we right in front of he was at their doorstep, on the door, and did not open the door. I picked them up, and it was like, and I'm like, bro, all right, I ain't even got time to talk to you right now, bro. I'm taking this man upstairs. And then I took him upstairs, and then we were outside and had we was like, get some towels. They're like, we ain't got no towels. I'm like, what you mean you ain't got no towels? You better go get something, your hoodie. I don't know what you talking about. What are y'all talking about? Through my mind all the way. I'm like, no, what are you talking? No, you ain't got no towels. Man, you better grab, I don't care what it is. My suit was sitting right there. Grab whatever you see and bring it out here and wrap it on this man. This man about to die. You worry about some physical stuff. That's how bad this world is and how selfish it is. And that's why Jesus' love is needed in this world, though. Like, you understand, there is no true love in this world without Jesus Christ, for real. There is no true love in this world without Jesus Christ. Even people who get paid to do their jobs don't have this type of love. The policeman was literally outside and said, yeah, I don't know what I would have did. What you mean you don't know what you would have did? What does that mean that you don't know what you would have did? You get paid to do these things. What are you talking about? Oh, well, I'm like, you know what? I guess what I realized, you don't get paid to love. That's not part of your job. And like Jesus is really like, there's no one else that can give this love in the world. There was no one else that can teach the love to save that man but Jesus Christ. And that's the thing too, just like, you just realize, bro, you realize when you really put it into action and these things happen around you, and you can be anywhere. Because I guarantee you, at some point in your life, there's going to be something that happens that's kind of crazy around you, and people are like, I don't know what to do, and they're scrambling and stuff. Think, love God and love one another, and look at how much different your actions are than everybody else. And understand that there's only one person that gives that type of love. And it's really crazy because like the police officer was talking to me and stuff, and he's acting astounded. I'm like, this is your job. This is literally your job, and y'all deal with homicides and people getting shot and stuff all the time, and you really acting like this is such an anomaly, and it really is sad to me. And another thing about it, really like I was crying that day a lot because my uncle had got shot and died like that, and nobody helped him. And so like, that's just like, it's sad, but that's a reason why it's better. It's even more of a reason to adopt the love of Jesus Christ in your life, because you're that, you don't understand that, like, just as much as that police officer is like, man, I don't know, God is looking down at you like, dang, I see this light. Dang, I see my child. Dang, he's so different. Dang, she's so different. Dang, he's so different. Dang, they look at that love right there. Talking to his holy council. Do y'all see that? That's how they talk about us up there. He was up there, and Satan showed up to the holy council in Job, and he would start bragging. The Lord started bragging. See my fine servant Job? He's righteous, isn't he? He's blameless. He's one of the finest in the land. That's how he talks about us down here. So just understand that, like, you know, who you live in to make proud, and understand who the God of peace is. It's not nobody on this earth. It's not you. You can't make your own peace, even when you think you can. Everyone I talk to, you should just stay in the house and just blah, blah, blah. But if I did not move that man, if I did not put nothing on that man, he would have died, bro. He would have died. He would have died. For real.
He didn't live by his own will.
And that's the thing, is like, you know, you cannot create your own peace though. Because how many what ifs would I have had in my heart if I didn't go outside? How much guilt would I have in my heart if he did die right there in my apartment where I can look down at? How much guilt? But you gotta understand that that's why you understand that you really have to trust and know that God is a God of peace, bro. And he's an unseen God, so he works on what's unseen about you. He's the reason why you get peace in your day. He's one up there sprinkling peace on you for doing right. And that's why you understand you have to live for him, because he's the only one that's going to give you peace in your heart. If I live for myself in that moment, I can't give myself peace. I can't give myself peace, and I know that. So even when it looks like I'm doing what shouldn't give me peace, it gave me peace because I know who I did it for. And he knows what I'm in line. I'm in connection with my peace giver. So just know that, and that's what this next thing is about, is the promise. Jesus Christ literally said, I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. And that's enough for me. It's enough for me. There's nothing greater than having peace within yourself. I don't care what you think is great in this world. There is nothing greater than having peace within yourself, for real. It don't matter who you are. Because listen, you could be Jay-Z and Beyonce. And Beyonce still jumping Jay-Z in an elevator a couple years ago. And they got all that money. It don't buy you peace. Billions of dollars, still fighting in a public elevator. Can't control yourself like that. So just understand that there is no peace this world gives that Jesus gives the ultimate peace. God is the God of peace. They give peace in heart. He gave me the heart to do that. And then he gave me my peace after too. And that's the thing, is that you gotta understand too, is that you gotta trust him. Even in your situations, unpredictable circumstance, and your fight or flight is gonna go to your mind automatically. What do I do to save myself? What do I do to save myself? If you really want to save yourself, you're gonna love God and love one another. Because you can't save yourself in this life. He can save you in the next one though. There ain't nothing you can do to save yourself in this life. When your time is out, your time is out. So just understand that all you can do is make sure you're on the right side. Constantly be on the right side. 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 Because you don't know when your last chance is to be on the right side. You don't know that. You don't know. And it's crazy because that happened, and then 2 days later, my car was messed up, right? And dropped cast off, went down the street, about to go to an oil change, and the car started clicking louder and louder. And I started praying. I was like, God, please don't let this be something that, whatever it is that happens, is cool. I understand what you do. But please don't let this be something that hinders me in my life and be able to do your will and move forward in my life, right? And I didn't know what was gonna happen, because at first in my mind I was thinking really maybe it was more of a financial prayer, a little bit, right? But then when I got there, the car just stopped out of nowhere. And I was like literally, when I pulled into the oil change place, it stopped at the oil change place, in front of it. Couldn't park, stopped. And then I got the car, took him out the car, let them go and try to jump the car. And the car started smoking. And then they came back and was like, yeah, your car's about to blow up. I was like, thank God. I'm in the right place at the right time. And I got the car at the right time. And I got right where I need to go. Me and my son here, we sitting inside, cool. He run around playing with the little sign and stuff. Bet. All right. Thank you, God. You answered my prayer too. And not something to hear in my life. I ain't dead. He ain't hurt either. So we good. No, I still don't know yet. Still, they ain't sending them back yet about it. So
Does it have oil?
Was
it low on oil?
It was low on oil. I had an issue with actually I was putting oil in the car a little bit ago, and the cap popped off, and I lost the cap, and they said they think that was part of the issues that I didn't have a cap on it. So yeah, I'll get that figured out. But that was another situation though that was just like, you know, even that situation though, like, you know, even that situation, like, I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going on, but I guess I can love God right now. Like, there's not really another person to love, but I can love God. So, love God. And he always keeps you with the right perspective of what he does for you, bro. And it's just like, you know, it's like, well, I was giving y'all an example to tell y'all about how, you know, you don't know when your last chance is to be right. Because I could have very well not made it to that oil change place, and the car could have blown up. And if I didn't the day before that be on the right side with that situation, and I never reconciled it, what could have happened to me if I died? I don't know. That's why I just stay on the right side in that time. Nothing's worth being on the wrong side of God. Not one person in my life, not nobody. Nobody's worth that, for real. And so understand that, you know. But that's why I really understand this too. Like, the battle is not flesh and blood. Like, it's truly a battle of spiritual warfare. Like, it literally says in the Bible, this battle is not flesh and blood. Like, we're fighting against evil rulers in heavenly places, and that's what is facts, for real. Like, this battle, like, if Jesus Christ said that the thing to be right with God is to love God and love one another, all the devil wants you to do is not love God and not love one another. So in that situation, when that dude got shot, would be the devil in my head telling me, no, stay inside, close the door. Close the door, bro. Don't go. No, he's good, bro. Somebody else take care of it. Bro. Ain't nothing happening outside. I don't even go look out there. That's not God. And so understand that that's literally like the devil's objective in your life. Is literally to get you to not love God and not love one another. And he's gonna do everything. He'll make it sound good. He's conniving. It said he was the shrewdest of wild animals that God created. The shrewdest, most conniving, the most convincing. And so understand that, like, you know, and he sounds real logical. Sounds real logical, but that's one thing it says too. It says that God said this: if you think that you are wise by the world's standards, you are a fool. And you have to become a fool first to become wise. And that's facts. Because most people I talk to about that, like, why don't you just stay inside, blah, blah, blah. No, bro, I understand y'all think I look like a fool. I get that. I get it. I read the Bible. I already know how y'all feel. But I know how he feels. Because I know how I feel. So just know that, like, you know, that's the thing too. You see people reflecting their fears on you. They look stressed out. I'm not stressed out. Why you look so stressed out? Because it's crazy because you're showing the stress of what happened from making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
You're showing me what I would look like if I made the wrong decision. I'm glad I did not make that decision because you look worried and I'm not. So just understand that, like, that's too. The people will really reflect their own convictions on you all the time. That's how that goes. That's really how every when people judging you is because they judge themselves that way. They only judge you because they judge themselves that way. You know, so there's no unpredictable circumstances, man. You can't. That's the thing that, like, people. I know that people preach a lot of different things and say a lot of different things, like, oh, it's not happening this way for you because you ain't doing right by God and blah blah blah. Jesus Christ said he gonna send it either way. He gonna send it to you either way. He gonna send it to you either way. But understand that Jesus Christ is this, like, peace in your storms. Like, he's this messenger who's sitting there calm, looking at you like this while you tripping. He's like, you gonna believe yet? Just sitting there looking at you. And so understand that that's just who he is, and he's this peace giver, and he makes you peaceful. That's all he wants to do is give you peace. He wants you to be asleep through the storm. You're like, bro, go sleep. You good. What you worried about? Why are you thinking? Why are you thinking so much? Why are you acting like you need your consciousness and you alert and you thinking doing stuff? Just shut yourself down and let me guide you real quick. And so understand that's like really how you come out right in these situations. And that's the thing too, is like, yes, you come out right with God, but even when there's some around you that sees you a fool, I promise you that the grand scope, the outside look, the bigger picture of it all, people are going to see the light that you were in that situation. Even though they may be like, I don't know if I could have done it, you know what's up, but they know in their heart that they saw something, a different type of love, a different type of light showing their life. And that's sometimes what Jesus needs you to be, though. Because like I say, you don't know who he had me go in action to affect. The man that got shot. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how many souls got affected that day. The man that got shot. There was a girl that was staying with me that was helping herself out. She was helping herself out spiritually and stuff. Her soul got affected from that. Mine, Cass, that's 4. The 2 people that came out the apartment and watched us pray over him, 6. The ambulance that showed up and we wouldn't take his hands off when we were praying, 7. The police officer that said he pulled up and just heard us praying and didn't know why I did what I did, but he was happy I did what I did, 8. The detective that talked to me, that I talked to him about how I followed Jesus, and that's the reason why I did what I did, 9. His mom came to my house 2 days later and talked to me about it, and I told him how I followed Jesus, and that was the reason why I could help her son out, 10. His wife came that day too and talked to me about Jesus, 11.
He has 4 kids.
And he got 4 kids he's going to teach in his life. 15. But you got to trust God. He don't know what he wants you to. I got peace. Be on the right side. You never know what he's using you for. You don't know. You don't know. Just trust him. Just trust him. I promise you, it's better things. These things are better in life to have this. If you want to talk to me about good things you've done in your life, go to your family barbecue and they talking about, oh man, yeah, I did this at work, and Charles brought in this pizza one time and I couldn't stand the pizza, and then I just went off in the tractor. Whatever. You gonna show up and talk about like, no, bro, I was really out here saving souls. Like I really been out here like helping people grow. Like I really been out here like praying with people. Like I really helped somebody out on their last breath for real. Like those are real. These things in this world that you think that have been worth bragging about ain't worth nothing. Aren't worth nothing. If when they die, they're not gonna be able to tell them stories at no funeral. Don't nobody care about the little shindig thing that the book they bought for everybody in they workplace that was about colors in the sky. They don't care. It didn't matter. So just understand that, that's the other thing too. Is that like, these things, this love and this faith is all that matters, bro. That's all that matters. So that's what I got for you today. Unpredictable circumstances, man. You can always stay on the right side. You just gotta trust in that peaceful man. Trust in that peaceful man. Trust in that peaceful man. That's the thing too, is we all urge to be different in this world. We want it so bad. We just want to be unique. We want to be different. I want to be special. This make you special. You think a lot of things make you special, and you like, how does this make me special? Everybody, has love in their life. No. Not everybody knows how to love. Not everybody knows how to have faith. And so understand that if you want to be special, you want to be a light, you want to be something rare in this world, it's right there. It's right there. So that's what I got for y'all, man. You got anything to say or anything? Any thoughts?
Well, glad you did the right thing and then you come out there just hanging.
Had to. I wouldn't even. I didn't even think twice about. Only time, the reason why I would look twice is I couldn't even believe that he was out there for real. I was like, I just woke up. Am I sure this is happening? Am I positive that I see blood and I see somebody's leg dragging on the ground right now? And so I don't know if I'm dreaming, but I'm gonna do right in my dream too. Let's go.
I can imagine after
After you had time to reflect about it and what you've done, I'm sure you're probably on a spiritual high.
Yeah, I mean, it just it motivates you in your life to keep going.
Yeah.
And do more and like stay rooted in. Like when you see love and faith, when you see condensing your choices down to love and faith and actually succeeding and getting peace through a stressful situation, it just motivates you more and more to like, I need to, where can I plug in love and faith more, please? Where can I plug in this more? Because I need it everywhere. So because wherever is even giving me this 5% non-peace, where can I plug this in there to get that out of my life for real? Because that's how it be. It's like you really just have this uplift for real, and it's like a hand in your back, and it's like, especially that's the thing too, is like, you know, reading the Bible and like, you know, being in God and doing this Bible studies and stuff like that. Like, you know, I love them, and they give me a spiritual high, period. Like, period. I love coming to do this, like, period. Like, a whole next 24 hours, 36 hours, I'm like, bro, that was great, bro. I love, like, doing that talk. And so, but, like, even in that situation, like, those are situations where it is very nice to see for real. Like, even before I said Jesus Christ, there's something, they're like, bro, there's something different. Like something is different than and what's motivating you. Like, well, I don't know why you did what you did, but something. I'm like, Jesus, bro. Jesus. I follow Jesus, and he just told me to love God, love one another like myself. And if that's me, I'm going the extra mile for myself on the ground dead. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna put myself on my shoulder. I might run to the hospital. For real. So.
And that's why you're different from all the others, as you as well. Everyone else in there, because you're unique.
Yeah.
You know.
And this is that's the thing, is like people think that they have their own lanes to stand them out. You really don't. You really all the same until you step into that Jesus for real.
But we all wear sinful nature. You gotta come out of that.
And everybody thinks they so special. Oh, I'm this unique, I'm this unique, I'm this unique. But then as soon as bow, 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 y'all see how all the same everybody is.
Yeah.
How all the same everybody is for real.
The guy whose door
even the
was
people
in front of,
yeah.
He didn't open his door because of fear. Because he was scared. I talked to him after. His car had gotten stolen about a week prior. So he heard someone outside his door and thought someone was trying to break in his house. It's a man outside his door dying. If the fear in his heart is what kept him from opening the door, man, don't open that door. You don't know what's on the other side. Kept him from opening his door. The man whose door he was in front of.
I mean, but common sense in my head too. This, even outside of God and Jesus. Okay, let's talk about this. Because I'm at the door and I'm looking outside the window, right? And I start thinking to myself, I'm like, man, if I was gonna get shot, this door ain't stopping nothing. So I just open the door real quick. I'm like, this door ain't stopping nothing. I'm looking anyway. Let me look out here real quick.
What gets me is the person that said I don't have any talents.